Okay, Mom, go turn it up. Charvis is our first one. Big bro. Mr. Guillory himself. Hey, Mama, how are you? Kobe, you ready? Kobe White is going to cook today, y'all. I don't know if you know much about Kobe, but it's a dangerous endeavor. Get ready to pop my wine. We live, baby. Kanisha, how you doing? Toya, welcome back. Week 2 for you. So I hope that everybody who was into the room and who is cooking has done their meal prep. Welcome, Tiffany. Orlando, week 2 for you as well. Orlando, you cooking today? Or is Charvis cooking? You can't hear anything. Turn your sound up. Is anybody else having trouble hearing me? Uncle Paul, welcome. Here's my my faithful right hand.
Oh wait, I don't want to be on the camera. There we go.
You know we start the class out with a bottle of wine, or a glass of wine, I should say. Got the old school. Yeah. Wait, I got the glass of wine. Got your music playing in the background. For those who are cooking today, let's make sure that your oven is preset to 350. Whatever your best non-stick skillet is. Today I'm going to use a cast iron pot to do my braising in. The high temperature works really well as far as browning your meats. So let's go ahead and get your pans to a low temperature, so that way we don't have any people who don't have their meat ready today. Make sure everybody gets their food browned and ready to go in the oven on time.
Jeremiah said, when are we starting with bourbon?
Jeremiah, it's my birthday tomorrow, so if you want to do bourbon, just say the word. Just trying to be professional a little bit.
He said, I'm already behind.
Reed, you a pro. Everybody actually was last week's winner, so we will be sending her a Chef Kim t-shirt. And after today's class, I want everybody to tag their picture, tag me in a picture, and we will vote on the winner. And the winner for this week will also receive a Chef Ken t-shirt in the mail as well. So, just gonna have a little fun with what we do. Thank you guys for watching and joining, and let's have another great class today. So, as we get ready to get started, Shalonda, all we're doing right now is just heating our pans up. I want your pans on a low temperature for right now. Does everybody have their mise en place ready? Everything ready to go? I'll be cutting certain things as you guys cook, but for the most part, I want your stuff ready to go so we can make it simple and easy today. Oh, Charvici said Orlando won last week. My rice is already cooked off. I have my carrots, my onions, garlic, and ginger, my sugar snap peas, my coconut milk, my fire roasted tomatoes, depending on your preference, chicken broth or vegetable stock. And then the star of tonight is going to be our spices and seasonings. So it's going to be fun. We have a great time. We're going to start in just a few seconds. No canola oil just yet. Right now we're just on low temperature. And we'll add the oil in just a second. Welcome, Ray.
Sorry, y'all.
So as we get ready to season our chicken, well, let's go back. We're braising our chicken today, and braising is just a cooking style of high temperatures that you usually use for tougher cuts of meat, not as much fat or not as much flavor, and that will cook at a slow time. Usually for curry chicken, I would use a bone-in chicken, but that will take about 25 to 30 minutes just to bake in the oven. So we went with boneless today for sake of time and ease. But we're going to braise our chicken.
Raymond said how much carrots?
Raymond, you do about a cup and a half, two big carrots or a cup and a half.
If y'all hear something in the background, we have little ones that are up tonight. Okay.
So on my chicken thighs, I'm going to trim a little bit of the fat off. I don't want to cut all of it off. We want some of that flavor.
Yeah.
So we're going to cut a little bit of that fat off just to trim it. And as you see, I have a different cutting board than when I cut my vegetables on. I know I'm at home cooking, but still, you want at least to have something that you cut raw meats on, separate than what you cut your regular vegetables and stuff for the family. So if you don't have two different cutting boards, I would invest in something. It doesn't have to be yellow or a bunch of different colors, but just something that you're cutting raw meats, fish, proteins away from your normal vegetable prep and stuff that's ready to eat. I know we all wash our dishes, everything's dishwasher safe, but I'm really huge on cross-contamination and getting people sick. So I'm going to teach you the way I cook at home and the way I would prefer you to cook at home, especially if you cook for other people as well. Welcome, Andrew. So at this point, I want you guys to go ahead and trim off all the fat or majority of the fat off each of your boneless chicken thighs. And then we're going to season it. We're going to go ahead and turn our skillets or saute pans up to a medium-high heat. Got a little smoke. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil, or I'm sorry, canola oil today. And canola oil is better for braising because of the smoke point. It can stand higher temperatures than olive oil, and it won't burn or make your food taste burnt. Oh yeah, we brought the good knives this week, the Chef Kingdom cutlery. So I'm just trimming my chicken. Like I say, you want some fat for the flavor. So we'll cut some of that off. And then, as I always advise, have your little trash bucket or container right beside you so that you can easily discard all your waste without having to run back and forth across the kitchen. We're trying to cook easy, not hard. So my chicken my chicken thighs are clean to the point where I like them. A little bit of excess right here, we'll trim off. Like I said, if you're struggling with cutting the fat off your chicken, once again, your knife is not sharp enough. So I had a few people reach out to me over the week about knives in my
Jeremiah
opinions.
just asked that question. He said, can you recommend a knife set?
It really depends on how much cooking you do. your price point, but KitchenAid makes it pretty good. Knife set that's around 70 to 80 bucks. You have some more of your fancy, well-known J. Hinkle's Gustav. That'll be around 300 for a knife block. But you want to make sure with your knife block you get a sharpening steel, because your knife is going to lose the edge at some point. All these companies, all these people that say guaranteed perfect edge all the time, it's not going to happen. The more you use it, you're going to dull your knife out. So if you're able to get a steel, it'll help hone your knife and keep it to the edge you want. And once again, a sharp knife is the safest way to cut and use.
Janae said Cutco.
I have not used them, but I've heard a lot about them. They're good as well. They're about $130 last time I checked. So right now we are seasoning our chicken. I'm doing my sea salt. I'm gonna do ground black pepper if you like. Once again, I talk about it every week. This seasoned pepper blend is the best way to go. And we are cooking live and our kids are still up, so you will hear them at some point. We just hope it's kid friendly and they keep it G today, because who knows what these kids will say. This is my cayenne pepper. And once again, I can't tell you how much to put because I don't know your spice tolerance. So depending on how hot you like it or you don't like, just use moderation. But as you're seasoning your chicken, you want to see a nice coat. And no, I'm not grabbing the container with my raw chicken hand. But I want that pepper on there.
See, I said, hey kids.
All right. So we're gonna check our skillet right now.
Okay.
To make sure we get a little bit of heat to it. You got a little smoke, that's nothing wrong with that. You want a high temperature because we're gonna braise it, get that color on there, and we're gonna pull it off real quick and finish it in the oven. And this week, this will be the pan that we finish everything in. It will be one pan this week. So as you got your chicken seasoned, we're gonna carefully lay it in our skillet. And as we talk about it every week, when you're laying something in a skillet with a good amount of oil, you always lay away from yourself. That way if the grease pops, it won't get you.
All right, said don't put any oil on the chicken, right?
Yes, I usually put olive oil sometimes, but because I have enough oil in my pan today that I won't add oil to the chicken. But once you get it in your hot skillet, you want to make sure you move it around. Make sure you allow that grease to get under your chicken thighs. So we're gonna let that sear. For about
What
2 to 3
should the
minutes.
oven tip be?
I set my oven at 350. So one thing we talked about also when we're cooking, that everything in the kitchen is always hot. So despite what's going on here, I want to make sure I have me a kitchen towel, some hot hands, or something that I can use of either sort to grab my pans off the stove. And even your saute pans with the good handles on there, those conduct heat as well. They can tend to get hot. So we want to look for a nice deep golden brown color. We're nowhere near right there. So if you're not hearing your pan sizzle, it's not giving you some pop to it, you're not high enough. Or you might need to add some more oil. But you want a nice, like, we got about 2 minutes on that piece right there. Because we would put the oil in the pan before the chicken. You want to get the oil hot enough to where you start searing as soon as you put it in there. If you put the chicken in too fast with cold grease, it's just going to stick. So you'll make sure your pan is hot enough as well as your grease. Just kind of move it around. Take a little sip of my wine. And for those who wonder why we chose Riesling today, I want something a little sweeter, something a little mild that'll cut the spice of the curry. And I think that, it's compared really well with that. Something smooth and light to drink, as you got a very fragrant and heavy dish such as curry. So once your chicken has a good crust on it, a good sear, we're going to remove it, put it in a different pan, and we're going to put it in the oven. And it'll finish cooking in the oven. Nope, not quite ready.
Ooh, I love everybody that's helping out.
Saying one thing about this cooking, we'll do it together.
What kind of pan for the oven?
I just grabbed like a non-stick glass casserole dish, or whatever's easier for you. Some people have a round baking dish. Well, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna just lightly drizzle some olive oil to keep it from sticking.
Reed said what seasoning on the chicken again?
On the chicken, we put sea salt. We put our sea salt, our seasoned pepper or black pepper for those, that's what you have available, and cayenne pepper. And depending on your spice tolerance is how much you're going to put on your chicken. So you don't want to overdo it with the cayenne pepper as of now, because we're going to add our curry seasoning, which is going to have more heat as well. So now I'm just pulling this off, just like that. I'm just going to throw it in the oven, and we're finished there. So while your pot is hot with the drippings of the chicken, that fresh grease, we're going to add our onions. We're going to add our onions, and we're going to saute about 3 to 4 minutes. We'll cut down the oven to the stove to a medium heat.
That's okay, Sam. You didn't miss too much.
We just want that flavor from the chicken that we just braised in the skillet.
This is awesome. Thanks, Ken and Kim. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. I'm not doing anything but holding the camera, but thanks, girl.
So, this is where we make the dish. This is the important part. The chicken's the easy part, but this is the important part. We're just cooking these onions till they're translucent. And once again, if you feel like we're moving too fast, just say something. We'll back up, get you back to speed, and keep it moving. But we want to make sure that we get all the dishes together. So I'm just sauteing or browning my onions over a medium heat. And once you start to see them get sweat a little bit, is what we say, or get a little softer, we're going to add our garlic and ginger.
Sienna said how much chicken broth?
Depending on the chicken broth that you want to use, it's just to cut the heat of the curry. So I would say no more than a 1/4 cup to start, because we're just going to add the coconut milk.
Yeah, they need you to slow down. Their chicken's still cooking in the pot.
Okay.
Kobe's chicken is just now getting in the pan.
All right, well, I'll start browning my last piece of chicken that I left hanging.
Tiffany said take another wine break. She needs 2 minutes.
Okay. I would love to take a wine break. I'm gonna start another piece of chicken real quick.
Checking that wine. Check a look.
Chuggy, that's
Oh, that's true, Uncle Paul. He said some people do have to cook more chicken.
See, this is a family-friendly class. We'll slow down a little bit.
Thanks, Katrina.
Now, if you tell me to slow down because you're behind, but you didn't have your prep done, we'll handle that conversation a later time.
Oh my goodness.
Because you're supposed to be ready.
Vima wants to know, what can we substitute the coconut milk with?
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a curry dish. That's hard.
For what reason do you not have coconut milk? Is the bigger question. You can do heavy cream if you have heavy cream, but if you're, you can just do straight vegetable stock, but you'll have to add a little bit of a slurry.
You have a couple people saying hi to you. Aaliyah, A-L-I-A. She said hey.
Hey, Aaliyah Holland.
And then Dawson White said hey.
No, I'm talking to Dawson.
Oh, okay.
Welcome, Dawson. So, we're cooking this piece of chicken, and I imagine some of y'all's chicken look like this at home. That I just threw it in the skillet. It has oil in there, and it's not doing anything. That's absolutely wrong. So, this means we put the chicken in there way too early. So you want to make sure you get a good sear on there. The temperature will catch back up as you start to see the grease start to bubble a little bit. But
Blake is making his presence known.
you want to make sure that at all times that your temperature is always at a good point.
Somebody asks, onions and what else?
Jeremiah, so we started. We sauteed or we sweated our onions for about 4 to 5 minutes until it became translucent and got a little color. And then we added our minced garlic and minced ginger, probably about a tablespoon of each. And now we're just kind of waiting till everybody get their chicken in the oven. Vima, I said if you don't have coconut milk, you can just do heavy cream or half and half. Milk doesn't have enough fat content in it to keep it from breaking down while you cook. Or you just go straight vegetable stock. Rico, what's going on? Yeah, Cameron. You know how Blake get down. This was onions. Once again, we just sweated our onions, or we started to. We added our minced garlic and ginger, and now we're just kind of playing catch up. Rico, what's going on? Rico, we still gotta work on that book we've been talking about, sir. Yep, so as of right now, we just got our braised chicken in the oven. We've sweated our onions. And now I'm just cooking one more piece for the kids. As you guys can see, I'm not really the cameraman, so I'm sorry.
How much ginger? Did you answer that?
Yes, tablespoon of each. We live, baby. All right. So we're gonna throw this in the oven.
That would be nice, Katrina. She said we need to go viral. That would be nice.
So we're gonna get our onions, garlic, and ginger back on the stove. We're gonna add in our carrots. And for those who have bell pepper laying around, we're gonna add a little bit of bell pepper. And yes, Orlando, I'm sorry for not telling you to add bell pepper.
When can we drink?
Y'all can drink as soon as you want to. I started before the class. This class is no pressure. Just a little teaching going on, having fun. To keep you guys from eating good meals at the house. It's not safe to go out just yet, in my opinion, but we won't speak on that. So I'm gonna help you guys get some different recipes at the house.
Word. Cameron, he said kid friendly. He wants to take a shot for your birthday. Chef Ken's birthday is tomorrow, y'all. He's old.
The big 3-5, I think.
Yes. And of course, here comes Janae. Cheers. Both cups of carrots.
Yep. So with curry is very versatile. You could have added broccoli, asparagus, sweet potatoes, chickpeas. This is a great cuisine that you can cook multiple times and have different style, different ways. And we're using yellow curry today because we're staying more of a Indian style, Middle Eastern.
Ari, no ma'am. 35 shots.
No ma'am. Chef King got to work.
Any seasoning on the carrots?
Not yet. We're about to add that in just a second. As you see, I constantly keep the skillet moving or the vegetables moving so nothing's getting scorched, burned, and to make sure everything's evenly cooked.
Shot. We cooking like it's your birthday. We are, Charvice.
Keep it clean. Don't be salt.
So now, what do we add the milk to?
The coconut milk will be added to this pan after we do our spices.
So not right now, Vima.
Y'all slow down. Am I moving too slow for y'all?
Is there supposed to be broth or anything in the skillet?
Not yet. You guys follow me. All right. Once we've kind of sauteed our carrots for a little while, now we're going to add key ingredients.
Oh, thanks, Iris.
Turmeric, coriander, cumin, red pepper. So, yes, they do make yellow curry. And if you've already bought the curry powder, you might not need to add all of these ingredients because curry powder is a mixture of these that's already made for you guys. So what we're making is the curry powder from scratch. So turmeric is your spice that brings the heat, the color. That's the yellow color. Coriander and cumin bring the flavor, sweet and savory. And then you have a little bit of cayenne pepper to add that heat at the back. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of turmeric. Like I said, if you have just a straight yellow curry powder, you'll add that first and nothing else for right now.
Kobe said you're not moving too slow for him. He's still working on the chicken.
Kobe, there's no way you're still cooking chicken. Well, you only got 9 fingers, so I'm sorry.
He had a little accident while he was prepping today, guys.
He called me.
Katrina said, we greedy. They want to get straight to the eating.
So, about a tablespoon of the coriander. Cumin is a very dry
They're laughing
spice.
at a teaspoon.
Oh,
It's not really a teaspoon.
it was heavy, wasn't it?
It's a little heavy.
Well,
it's a little heavy.
That's because we like this. I want them to start light and add more to what they don't. So we added about a teaspoon of cumin. We're going to add some more black pepper and sea salt. So everybody's curry is different, right? The spice tolerance, the level, the heat, all of that. So taste your mixture right here. Taste your vegetables, see where you're at. See how it's coming along? I can tell from mine right now without tasting it, it's not dark enough for me, so I want a little bit more turmeric. We want that deep yellow color. So right now your house should be really smelling with great aroma. These are some really fragrant spices.
I'm gonna explain to them why you're adding more turmeric again, just if they're making theirs from scratch.
I'm adding because for me, we want a very deep curry flavor. I want it nutty, I want it bold. And so I can tell by the color of it that it needed just a touch more seasoning for us. And once again, that was just turmeric. So if you're adding curry, you're adding all of the ingredients at once. So that's why I want you to taste your vegetables and make sure it's where you want it to be. You can't taste yours based upon what I'm putting to mine because we're all different. This is just the base.
Kobe finally got chicken in the stove. Yes, Kobe. Y'all send Kobe some hearts or something so he can stay motivated. Jeremiah asked, if you add turmeric, do you need more coriander?
Yes, I would add about another half teaspoon. Now I'm going to add just a touch of tomato with the juice.
So Jeremiah, that was that. Reed, what's the measurement on the spices again?
Depending on what you're using, if you're using just straight curry powder, I would do 2 tablespoons. If you're using turmeric and all the basic ingredients, I would do a tablespoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of coriander, cumin, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper.
Kobe, he wants you to start the vegetable thing all over again.
All right.
Toya, did you get that for the measurement for the seasoning? And then Bima asks, is it curry or turmeric, or do we need both?
You don't need both.
You don't need both.
The shopping list said turmeric, but I know some people saw yellow curry mix.
And they just bought
and
that.
they just bought the curry powder. Turmeric is the base of the curry powder, so you don't need both. And now I'm adding my...
So, Mom, what did you get? Did you get curry powder?
Make sure you shake up your coconut milk really well.
He just added coconut milk, guys.
We're going to let this come to a nice boil. And then when it starts to boil, we're going to turn it down.
What's wrong, Mika? How much cumin?
Tablespoon.
So start with about a tablespoon of everything.
A tablespoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of coriander, a tablespoon of cumin, and then just a light 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And then you'll season that with your sea salt and your pepper blend or black pepper. But as you're cooking, you should be tasting your vegetables to see what you might need to add more of or less of. If it's too spicy, too peppery, no more cayenne pepper, turmeric, or the seasoned pepper blend. If it's kind of dry, then you don't need any more cumin or coriander. So I added about half of that can of diced tomatoes and my can of coconut milk. And now we're just gonna let this simmer on medium heat.
This is a good time to give those a chance to catch up if they need to.
Yep. So we'll check on our chicken real quick. Looks good. As I'm touching it, I have clear juices coming out, so we're at a good temperature. So I'm going to pull this out. That's some damn good looking chicken.
Did you answer that? Auntie, look, I just went in there and turned it down. Blake is enjoying Baby Shark. It's the only way we can keep him quiet.
Or he'll be taking over this cooking show.
Yes. Was I supposed to add chicken stock before or after seasoning?
We have not.
You have not added any stock, Tiffany. Just he added in the tomatoes and he added in coconut milk.
Coconut milk.
So you have not added any broth yet.
Nope. The broth is going to be used to thinning out the sauce or taming the flavor of the curry. If it's too spicy or overpowering, we're going to use the stock to kind of cut the flavor or cut the heat without altering the flavor of the dish.
To the veggies, Vima, he added those diced tomatoes, and then he also added his coconut milk, which I don't think she has the Do you have coconut milk? Did you get yours?
Or what are you using? Like I said, half and half or heavy cream can be substituted.
Toya said I just opened the can of coconut milk and it's chunky.
Yep, so take a spoon, or, well, if you have a small enough whisk, but break it up with a spoon or a fork like you do scrambled eggs, and then pour it in.
So it's okay if it's chunky?
Yeah, it's always going to do that because the fat's going to coagulate and sit at the top of the can.
Is there a way to know when your chicken is done other than cutting it open?
So, yes. So we're looking at chicken, or chicken has to be firm to the touch, and you want to compare it to that feeling right here, is if you're squeezing your hand, your thumb to your index finger, and that fat part of your hand, that's what well done chicken looks like or feels like. It's very firm. Or if you're squeezing it and you see the clear juices coming out of your chicken,
I can get that close.
you can start seeing like clear liquid coming out. That's how you also know your chicken is done. Now, if we're doing
veggies in the skillet, onion already in there. Okay, good job, Kobe.
All right, so now as you're cooking your curry, you're gonna start to see it's starting to thicken up a little bit. It's gonna kind of sit. The spices are working with the coconut milk. Vegetables are soaking up liquid, so it's gonna start to thicken up with just a touch. And now we will add our chicken broth, or if you have leftover vegetable stock from last week, it'll work as well.
You know what? Janae said, or use a food thermometer.
Janae, you're a little more.
Leave my cousin alone.
I won't finish that. Or use a thermometer, guys. But you want the internal temperature of chicken to be 165.
Sharvie said, when are you putting out a culinary word of the day calendar? Red pepper in the curry?
Yes.
Yes. How much you add depends on your spice level. How much chicken broth should they add?
Depending on the thickness, I just added about a quarter cup of chicken broth, and we can slowly add more if we need it. So we're gonna add it slowly. You can always add more, but you can never take it out. So slow and steady is how we're gonna build our dish.
So start with a quarter cup of broth. Jeremiah, you got that? H, you got that? Janae says, seriously super helpful. They are cheap too.
So once there's our babies.
Mika, I don't understand your question.
So we need a little more heat on ours.
So he just tasted his curry sauce, guys.
And I'm adding a little more cayenne pepper.
You added kosher salt. Called.
So we added salt, just for the overall flavor. And then we added some more cayenne So I want more heat without adding more of that curry flavor.
Kobe, I think you're missing garlic. He said, what goes in the veggies? He has onions, peppers, and carrots in there.
Ginger and garlic.
Ginger and garlic. Oh, Mika said, do I use the entire can of roasted tomatoes?
I used half. Now, Mika, if you're feeding more than...
I think she's feeding her entire family,
If you're feeding the whole family, Mika, go ahead and use the whole can. But for my 5 or 6 pieces, so I got one more cooking.
Sure.
I only did half a can. What do you need, Bobby? Okay.
Good, Iris. Sienna says, someone told me we had coconut milk, but we didn't. So now I got a sub with almond milk.
So almond milk, it's not going to be just as consistent because of the fat content. So add it slowly, and then you might have to mix it with a little bit of water and cornstarch to keep it from breaking and bind together. So once you feel like your sauce is at a great consistency, it's gonna give flavor. We're gonna submerge our chicken back in and let it finish in our sauce. Let that flavor incorporate into the chicken.
Get those out of your way. How do I know if I need to add more stock, and what does the stock do?
If your curry or your vegetables and the spices are too thick and it's feeling like almost like mud when you drag it across the pan, you need to loosen it up with the with the stock, and that also adds as a agent for thinning out your sauce because it's too overpowering. It's too much heat, and we got to kind of dumb it down a little bit. So we'll add the stock as well.
Mika, you got that? So you want it to be liquidy?
Yes, because it's gonna continue to thicken. The longer we cook, the more it's gonna cook down, and so that liquid is gonna cook out of this dish. So now we're gonna add a little bit of stock to your rice if you have it in the pan already. If not, we're gonna add it to either a sauce pot or a skillet. We're gonna get that rice hot. So we added just a little bit of stock to keep it from sticking to the bottom of the pan. We'll turn that on low. If you have not already seasoned your rice, salt and pepper, please make sure you season your rice.
How much broth? To the rice, Reed, or to the sauce? Which one?
Wine break.
To the curry sauce.
I started with a 1/4 cup because that's all we needed. But as you're starting to see, now it's starting to thicken up again. We have the chicken in here, and that was absorbing all the liquid and moisture. Just make sure you're still moving your chicken around. We don't want the food sticking to the bottom of the skillet.
So start with a 1/4 cup, Reed, and then kind of gradually add more if you need it.
So while that's heating up, the last thing we're gonna need our knife for is we're gonna cut our cilantro. Cilantro is really that herb that either you love it or you hate it. If you don't like it, don't add it. But cilantro is a huge part of the Indian cuisine. So we're gonna chiffonade or cut finely.
There's a word for your calendar, Charvice.
We're gonna chiffonade our cilantro. So as we talked about leafy vegetables last week, a chiffonade is just a very thin cut. And so we're gonna take our bunch, grab it, and roll it. And yes, you roll it like you smoke it. So the tighter the better.
Jesus.
So once it's a nice tight roll, we're gonna take the knife rested against my knuckles, and then I'm just gonna rock back and forth. This knife is cutting through the cutting board because it's so sharp. So, and we just want very thin strips. Like I said, cilantro is up to your taste, but you want it very thin and fine.
What goes? Kobe, trying to see your whole question here. What all goes in the sauce? I currently have the veggies simmering. Kobe, he'll answer that as soon as he steps back. H, he just added a little bit of chicken broth to the rice because we cooked it earlier and it had been sitting, so he wanted to loosen it up. There's his cilantro.
That's a question for the chef.
Yes, what all goes in the sauce? I currently have the veggies simmering, but no seasoning or anything else. So the beginning of the sauce, can we review it real quick?
So the beginning of the sauce, we added, once our carrots and onions, garlic, ginger were tender, we added our curry powder, if that's what you bought. But if you have the recipe, we added turmeric, so probably a tablespoon of turmeric, teaspoon of cumin and coriander, and a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper.
Should my chicken be fully cooked before adding it back to the pan?
Depends on how long you let it simmer, but the answer is no. Because it's going to continue to cook in this hot liquid right here. So we're simmering for about another 5-10 minutes, depending on how long you're going to cook it. But it doesn't have to be fully cooked because it's still cooking here. So now I'm adding that cilantro.
That's a pretty picture.
I'm just going to slowly incorporate that into the sauce. Moving that chicken around, make sure my vegetables aren't sticking to the bottom of the pan.
Your mama said it looks good. Iris says she cleaned up the kitchen and all. What?
Oh, you done. So we're getting a little heat to our rice. Starting to see the steam coming off that. So we'll cut it down. Like I said, you start to see it kind of stick to the bottom. The starch is kind of sticking. I'm going to add just a touch more broth to that. Not much.
It is pretty, auntie. You should have made it.
And to those who are disappointed about the lemon herb chicken or the honey garlic chicken, I'm sorry. But in order to win the vote, you should got more people to vote for yourself. So you got to share it. Got to get your friends involved. Get your family involved. It's a fun class. So that's done. We're going to taste our curry one more time. Cameron, you see the spoon? Yeah. Yeah.
My chicken may take a little longer because I use breast. I don't eat dark meat. And this is an awesome class, Iris.
So Iris, a quick way to fix that too is take your breast out of the pan, cut it in 2/3, and add it back in. And that will cut down your cooking time as well.
Iris said y'all shady. Auntie Beth said she did get her friends involved and they voted for the curry.
Those are great friends.
Reed said that her sauce is a little tomato-ish. What should she add?
If it's too tomato for you, you can add some more of your curry powder.
Cameron said it's still a baby spoon. Yes, and educational, your mama said.
And Reed, if you want to add a little more stock as well, that will cut down the acidity of the tomatoes and kind of thin it out.
Add the coconut milk as well with all the seasonings.
Yes.
How much?
Well, after, who is that, Kobe?
Kobe, yeah.
No, Kobe, you want to cook those vegetables in that spice and seasonings until you smell it. It starts to kind of get darker on the vegetables, and it's very aromatic. You'll smell it when you want to add the coconut milk. And Reed, you only added half a can of the diced tomatoes.
What about the peas?
The peas are going to be slowly added in as well, because now we're about a few minutes out. So these are already cooked, and so all we're doing is getting those to temperature. So add that to your pan. Now, if your pan's too full, you can take your peas and add them to a saute pan and just take some of your broth out of here and cook it down like that. It'll be the same method.
Yes, we back in business though. Good, Reed.
That's better, Reed. Do we fix it?
I love the way you cook, cousin. You just like me. I can't stop messing with my food when I'm cooking, Brandy.
I'm telling you, if it ain't perfect, it ain't right.
The whole thing of coconut milk?
Kobe?
Yes.
Kobe, if you're cooking for just you and Jen, the amount of chicken breast, you can start with half a can, and then gradually add it to it too, because I know you're cooking for just a few people. So start with half, and then add as you go.
Tiana said, I'm improvising now. Regular peas.
Now, seeing if you have other vegetables, green beans, broccoli, some more, something with a little more texture and base, those will work better. Peas will probably get mushy in this, depending on how long you cook it. So you want something that'll hold up to the temperature and the flavor of this as well.
Is it okay if no tomatoes at all? Some of the fam don't like, so she didn't add them.
Yeah, tomatoes is not a norm in a curry dish. I prefer it. So if you don't like tomatoes, you don't want to add it. Once again, this is your curry dish. I'm just giving you the basics of how to make it and perfect it. But you add what's best for you and your family, because those are the ones that got to eat it. So we're a tomato household.
Jeremiah's nominating you for Hell's Kitchen.
Jeremiah,
I don't think you and Chef Ramsay would get along very well.
Well, Jeremiah, nobody wants to see that side. We're just having fun right now, because some of y'all would have got yelled at already. Kobe would have to take a walk for putting his chicken in 30 minutes late. V-Mom would have had to wash dishes for not having coconut milk.
You better leave my mama alone.
So, as you can see, even though we added all that stock, it's still got a great consistency. It's still thick, almost like a gravy almost, as you would, without adding any flour, any binding agent. So that's what the curry and the spices came in. It's full of vegetables. As we talked about our quinoa fried rice a few weeks ago, the more vegetables, the better. And then make sure you are tasting as you go. It might need a touch more salt. It might need some heat, or it might be overpowering, and you might need to dumb it down a little bit. But that's what you do while you're cooking it before you serve it.
Kobe said he trying.
Kobe, I'm proud of you, sir. I know you don't cook, so for you to be here, it means a lot. So I appreciate everybody watching.
What if it's not thick?
Then we have too much of something. So is it too much? Is it too white from the coconut milk, or is it too thin from the broth? How does it look? Don't make me answer questions.
Janae said, I'm so proud of my cousin, so talented. So talented. I remember Waffle House.
Waffle House, Johnny Carino's. See? You see Nikki? She's day one. That's why she is the fave.
Janae, he's so petty for that.
She said,
Just the fact that she said Waffle House.
versus cilantro. So right here, we got time. Ask questions. See where you're at. Let's fix it. Let's get it right. Let's make it the dish that you want to have. So we're just kind of had a few leaves of cilantro laying around, so we're gonna add that. No food wasted.
Toy said hers is definitely darker than yours, but the taste is good. That's good.
So the color can be a few things. It could be the type of stock you used. It can be either whether you use curry powder or turmeric, because you can have a madras curry powder, which is a darker curry, even though it's technically yellow. So a few reasons why it could be a different color, but as long as the flavor comes out to where you want it and it's curry, it's still A1.
Charvie said color-wise it's good and it tastes great. Pat yourself on the back. It just doesn't appear as thick as yours.
So depending on how much room you have in your pot, you can take a tablespoon of cornstarch to a 1/4 cup of water and slowly, teaspoon by teaspoon, add it to your stock and it'll thicken up. Now if you add too much, it will bind all the way up and you'll have a big pot of flour. So if you want the thickness, you'll add just a little bit of a slurry to it. And once again, that was a tablespoon of cornstarch to a 1/4 cup of water, and then slowly add that in.
That's only if you want to thicken it up, guys.
Only if you need to thicken it up.
Jeremiah said, do you ever wear a kitchen towel over your shoulder?
No, for 2 reasons. 1, because you constantly have to do this and you're touching your neck. And 2, it's unsanitary. So you gotta think about when that towel is over your neck, it kind of rubs against your neck, your hair, and all that stuff. So once I do that, now I'm cross-contaminating whatever I'm touching. So at home, it doesn't matter as much, but for me, working in a restaurant in the kitchen, that's just a habit that I've never created. I try to break people from doing, because if you have long hair that sheds, all it takes is for one strand of hair to get in your food, and now you have an issue. So,
And for me, that's a done deal.
If you're my wife, the meal's over. So, no, I hate the towel over your shoulder because of that reason.
Uncle Paul said this is really good, not too curry-ish. Brandy said, what about cream of tartar?
No, I wouldn't. You can use it. That's another thickening agent. Cream of tartar, arrowroot, and all that kind of stuff. But for something kind of delicate like this, I would stay with something mild like cornstarch. Arrowroot is very finicky, and if you add too much, your dish is done.
Charvie said her guy is Serve Safe certified.
Yeah, okay.
Jeremiah said, then where do you put your towel? It's on the stove.
So Jeremiah, for me, it's either on a handrail, or I'll fold it up and put it. You don't want it on your stove if you have a flame or a gas stove, or you put it to the sides where it's always in reach of you touching your pans or your oven, but somewhere around me, but never on my shoulder. Come on, guys, more questions. I hope you're all drinking with me, though, because we're about to start plating. Is everybody happy with the dish so far? And once your vegetables, whether it's snap peas, or somebody got green beans, broccoli, whatever you put in here, once your vegetables are hot, you're ready to start serving.
He said, Mom and them are going to be mad.
Cheers. Like I said, it's home cooking, so home cooking is not that serious, but if you're taking lessons with me, I'm going to teach you the correct way and give you the right answers from a culinary standpoint. And it's up to you to use it or not.
Michael Brown said, where'd you get that shirt?
So everybody who's been worrying about these Chef Can apparel, my wife Kimberly, who's holding the camera in my right hand, she has her own t-shirt business, and she is doing my apparel for Chef Can. She has made the baby shirts that you've seen, my cutting board, my car sticker, and all that kind of stuff. So as she's growing her business, this is what we're doing. So she does a great job. And like I said, tonight's winner, once you post your picture, you tag me and we'll vote. And tonight's winner will get a Chef Can shirt. You give me the size, and we'll get it to you. Last week's winner was Ashley Reed, with Orlando coming in a close second for his first time cooking. So now we're gonna start plating up.
Sienna said hers looks all right. What's wrong with that?
Why is it just all right, Sienna?
Ari's waiting on that birthday toast.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Okay.
Strawberry Hennessy margaritas, Michelle. Orlando substituted his wine for beer. Adonis wants you to make mouth-watering cheeseburgers.
Oh, you want to get ghetto with it? Okay. I'm gonna shoot this today. I'm gonna finish on my nice bottle of Angel's Envy. That's for you, Cam and Ari. We'll toast that in just a second. That'll be on a special class.
Thank you, Kazan.
All right, so now.
Shalonda says she thinks she added too much ginger. She added a teaspoon of ginger.
So it's too spicy, or is the ginger overpowering? Like, is it the ginger flavor or the heat of the ginger?
I keep turning on our air fryer, y'all. Sorry. Somebody wants to know about those fettuccine noodles you had on the prep. On the menu.
What? I didn't make a mistake. No, I'm sorry, guys. I did. I messed that up, and that was supposed to be the spot for the peppers. I don't know how I did it. So, you send me a message privately, I'll give you a recipe, or we can do a private class, and I'll get those noodles used up for you.
Janae wants a shirt. She said she doesn't. She'll buy it because she doesn't know how to use good filters when taking pictures. Janae messaged the chef.
All right, so now we're plating up a little bit for those who are ready. If you're not ready, no problem. We're going to stay live for a little while longer. So I got me a nice cup of rice.
Tony Amateo says he's got to get with you on the shirts. Michelle said the same thing. Oh, Shalonda said hers is overpowering.
So then we need to add, I would say, stock. A little more tomato if you have it available. And then salt and pepper to kind of balance it out. So we got our chicken on top of our rice. Then we're just going to kind of ladle our vegetables and sauce over the top of that.
Orlando said he needs his shirt to say "Cooking with Chef Ken." To Kim says she could have sworn her picture was the best last week.
Yeah. I'm going to take that around the plate a little bit.
Iris says she did cook the fettuccine because she doesn't eat rice.
Okay. That's a good substitution.
A lot of order for shirts.
Somebody gonna be busy.
We need some more snap peas on this plate, Chef.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
It's missing a little color.
Yes, Chef.
Janae, don't pump her head up. Talking about some auntie yours was.
We'll make sure you wipe your plate clean. Nice and tight. We'll garnish it with a little bit of cilantro. Then serve with that nice Riesling. You got you a curry dinner.
Michael Brown, I want one too.
But you ain't gonna see Kim for about 2 weeks. Like he ordered all these shirts. All right, let me know when you want to do the toast. I'm ready when you are. So guys, once again, take your picture, tag me, let us vote, winner get a Chef Can shirt. If you really enjoyed the class and you're appreciative, if you want to send a tip, that would always be great. My Cash App is $ Chef Ken Rob. Other than that, we'll stay a little bit longer to answer some more questions. I want to know how your food turned out. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like, what we can do to make this class better. But thank you for participating, and we appreciate you.
Lolo, you can post it on Instagram or Facebook. Just make sure you tag Ken on both of them so that he'll actually see it. Ari says she's ready.
Okay. Cameron, you ready?
You know Cameron always ready. He probably already took like 3 of them.
Orlando, this one for you, sir.
Please, Crystal. Oh.
Orlando, that's for you.
Of course.
The one and only. Cowboy Nation.
Raymond Reynolds said, don't go.
Raymond, where you at? I'll stay with you.
Kobe, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a little bit. Cam said, born ready. We know, Cam. We know. We'll have a house party after this.
Cheers. Thank y'all, and thank God for another year. Salute.
Happy birthday, cousin. Raymond, did you mean lost? That's not his Cash App, Ari. Is it? Maybe it is. Chef Ken Rob.
Yep.
Good job, Ari. Ari, you gonna get a shirt just because, girl.
You trying to take today's spot?
Thanks for having us. He's gonna have fun cleaning this up, y'all. This was great. Iris, please post your pic. We want to see what your food looks like.
Thank y'all again. Much obliged. I appreciate y'all. And have a great night.
Talisha Patrice said, I don't love cooking, but this was fun. The food is good.
Well, thank you. Because I want to see how many people actually cook with me today. So let's get the views up. If you like it, share it. Let's get some people involved. We can always grow it, make it better, but just a fun time to cook at the house without going out spending money and keeping your family safe. So thank you again.
Jen is plating now.
I can't wait, Kobe.
Your mom said, great job, son. Happy birthday tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Even though it is May 8th, Mom.
Stuff it. Auntie Kim said, happy birthday. Ari needs, I got you, girl. Janae said, Ari will never replace her.
So.
You want to give some ideas about what they could possibly be cooking for next week?
So the request that we had so far was shrimp and grits, honey roasted garlic chicken. They didn't make it this week. And then we've had a few requests for next week's class to be a kid-friendly cooking with your child class.
Or maybe on a Saturday.
Probably not on this Saturday. It's
Not
Mother's
this
Day.
Saturday.
So.
You're welcome, Sienna. Thanks, Mika. Mika, don't forget to take a picture and post. Oh, hey, Sab. I didn't know you were on here. You welcome, Nana. I'm just trying to make sure we got everybody's comment.
Bro, should you cook? Bro, how your plate look?
Ari said, yes, shrimp and grits. And, of course, Cameron wants jerk egg rolls.
Cameron, we talked about this, sir. No jerk egg rolls.
Janae said, yes, shrimp and grits, too. Asian dish, chicken marsala. We have a... You want to say hi?
Come here.
Go there, Daddy. Oh, my word. Your mother-in-law ran to the store for coconut milk.
Come on, baby.
There's one of the
Say hi.
Robinsons.
Wait, say hi. This is my sous chef, everybody. This is my cooking baby. You gotta say hi. I'm putting you down. You gotta look at the camera. You ready to eat dinner?
Auntie Kim says, I don't have no kids.
All right, baby. Bye-bye. Love you.
I want that pot back.
Okay. Let me wash.
All right, y'all good before we sign off?
Yay! Pot.
Here it is. Janae, when you take pictures, if you make sure your lighting is good, your pictures will come out awesome. You won't need a filter. Oh, they're saying hi to Kinley. Nana said, hey, Kinley Pooh.
Oh, Nana, you'll see them Friday. I ain't called you yet.
Nikki said she would love the kids class and no seafood for those with allergies. Or a meal that will allow a substitute.
Tell nigga that's that special VIP class you gotta.
Nikki, you heard that?
That's that special VIP class we gotta apply for. Well, we can do that. That might be a Saturday morning class, depending how the week plays out.
All right, guys.
Thank
Signing
y'all.
off.